2007, 2008. But since I got here, I became very curious about my neighbors. And so I started gathering oral histories from people that I met on the street. So I'm going to read you three short pieces. The first one is a work in progress. I'm just going to read an excerpt from it. Right now I'm calling it Looking for Indio in the Mission. A month ago, I asked a homeless man if I could take a picture of his cart. He said yes, and propped it up onto the sidewalk for good show. He didn't ask me for money in return, and I said no, but I offered to know his story. He perked up and said his name is Indio, or Clay, because the Mexicans can't pronounce Clyde. Now it was my turn to draw to attention. Are you Native American? For those of you who don't speak Spanish, Indio means Indian. He shows me his tattoo, two long feathers attached to a spirit stick. He starts talking about how he once occupied Alcatraz, and I stop him. You were part of the 1969 Alcatraz occupation? He nods, yes, I was out there, and his eyes fill with tears. I tell him, this is a very important story, Indio. I have to be gone for a month, but can I come back, share a meal, and get to know your story? Yes, that works. Where can I find you? Here, or sometimes I sleep in Dolores Park. I'm then gone for a month at a writer's residency, surrounded by lakes, overfed every day, and haunted by their eerie calls of loons at night, where I often think of Indio in the Mission. A month later, I am back in the Mission and I can't find Indio. On one excursion, I find myself looking for him on Friday, October 12th, the day Columbus set foot on this continent. I tread in the vicinity of 15th Street and Mission looking for the man I met a month ago. Do you know Indio? His card is silver colored and he has a Native American tattoo on the inside of his left forearm. I told him I've come back to get his story. Somebody suggests I check the side of the Walgreens at the BART Plaza. I don't find him there, and I stand bewildered between the bus stop and the Walgreens. A group of African American men and women are loosely congregated around a boombox. The cement ledge sticking out outside the BART fence serves as a bench for SRO residents, and the few blue wire benches are also fully occupied. A few men standing on the fence. An older lady gently, rhythmically shuffles and sways to the tunes floating up from the CD player. One of the men catches me watching, finds my eye twice, and I go introduce myself. He is Dale, a single-room occupancy hotel resident of the Mission. I ask Dale how one can get an SRO room. First, you have to go to the shelters over at Glide. You can be in those shelters up to a year. Once you're in the system for a while, they find you a place at an SRO. I had a place in an SRO on Nob Hill. I was good there, and suddenly they shut it down and I'm back to finding a place. Now I'm in the Mission. 6 years I've been living like this. Now I'm leaving. A family member has a place in Illinois and I'm going. Can't be here like this forever. We continue to talk, and Dale breaks down SRO economics for me. If you're on city general assistance, you get $900 a month. But you work cleaning up the streets. Check it out. You're working for that money. But since they call it general assistance, they don't call it a job. You get no vacations, and you're qualified for nothing else. If you stop working, you're cut off, and you have to start all over again to get into the system. It's legalized slavery. Dale continues. Now, your monthly SRO rent is $600. GA directly takes that out of your paycheck. After rent, you're left with $230 in food stamps and $50 in cash. Sorry, Bob. In this city, you can easily spend $100 just on daily living expenses. You need to pay a cell phone, you need to buy a meal 3 times a day. Never mind a meal. Just a sandwich is a minimum of $10 nowadays, or a $7 meal at the McDonald's. That's going to be $30. Add the bus, at least $2, and more if you need to make several trips. Add your laundry, and whatever else comes up in a day. I gently suggest adding the cost of addictions to the daily budget. And Dale, not seriously. A lot of people are going to sell those food stamps to the little old Chinese ladies for some extra cash. There's an alternative to taking general assistance from the city, which Dale also explains. Without a chance at employment or training, many people would rather take federal money, SSI, since they can keep more of it for living expenses. Many of the disabled homeless people here are homeless by choice because they'd rather keep their SSI money than pay a hotel. Now those buildings down the ways, they're for techies making $125,000 a year, $6,000 to $3,000 a month rent. Rent! While we talk, 8 policemen materialize around the plaza. They walk around and bust a homeless man from El Salvador for drinking a beer. Dell tells me it's $100 fine for drinking a beer, $106 fine for riding the bus without a ticket. Waste of taxpayers' money to let them be out here. They took those chess tables away on Market Street because they don't want to see blight. Homeless people here have to stay in the alleyways to avoid being harassed by the police. Some of the cops are intrigued by the conversation between us and stroll close by. Of course, they're thinking, what's a black man talking to a white woman for? They're always out here. Look up YouTube Mission Street SF Police / man for cigarette. You'll know what I'm talking about. After the police gang moves over to the other plaza, a young man comes up and asks the guy on the bench, "Got a bus ticket?" The guy shakes his head, and I fear it's because I'm there that he must deny his street business. The warm, low afternoon autumn sun illuminates us. The pigeons start to swirl in the sky, first over the plaza on the other side, triggering the swirling overhead on the plaza on our side. First one group of pigeons, then the next. Swirl, swirl. They perch on the ledge of the building next to each plaza and repeat this ritual sunset gathering of the flock. I need to go. And as I type in Dale's cell phone number into my iPhone, he says I can identify him with the subtitle, SRO Survivor. I leave without finding Indio. So this is an extract of an essay that's going to be longer about several incidents of me still looking for Indio.